Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Archer of Truth, Red Arrow. I want to welcome y'all to React with Arrow. We're doing a reaction to Star Wars, the season pack, or season pass. I can't wait. It comes out next week, baby. Let's get it.
Extend your journey into the underworld with the Star Wars Outlaws Season Pass. Expect to cross paths with familiar faces and new daunting threats. Starting with the exclusive Day 1 mission and the Kessel Runner character pack, followed by 2 additional story packs and cosmetic bundles. Expand your experience with all new stories, quests, and areas to discover. Meet with Jabba again in the exclusive mission, Jabba's Gambit, available at launch. Following Kay's first encounter with Jabba in the main game,
really like that outfit.
The Hutt cartel leader summons her to settle an old debt ND5 has neglected. Now, it is time to collect. Also included in the Season Pass and available at launch is the Kessel Runner character pack, featuring new cosmetics for Kay and Nix.
Okay.
The first story pack, Wildcard, will launch in fall 2024.
Okay.
Kay Vess finds herself forced to work for the Empire, as she's sent to infiltrate an elusive casino ship to participate in a high-stakes sabacc tournament. There, Kay will join forces with the notorious Lando Calrissian, an alliance set up for explosive results as they unveil a conspiracy that will lead them into the most secret and secure part of Mirogana. 2 cosmetic bundles, Cartel Ronin and Hunter's Legacy, will also be available to Season Pass owners alongside the first story pack. The second story pack, A Pirate's Fortune, will be available in spring 2025. Kay, Nix, and ND5 are launched on a perilous treasure hunt with legendary pirate Hondo Ohnaka, offering them a chance to turn their fortune around. The Season Pass is included in the Gold and Ultimate editions of Star Wars Outlaws, which also offer 3 days of early access to play the game from August 27th. And if you pre-order, you get the Kessel Runner Bonus Pack, which includes cosmetics for your speeder and for the Trailblazer.
Dang. I'm hoping they put that season pass. I'm hoping they do it like how WWE does it, where like WWE, like if you don't buy the season pass bundle for the DLC characters, they have it still come out for people that didn't get the gold edition or the gold edition or the other edition. I'm hoping Star Wars do that because that'd be really shitty if they don't let you get them 2 DLC packs or the 2 DLC packs. I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, Star Wars, Lord, watch it.
There are those who factor, and those who don't. Fresh, never frozen meals ready in 2 minutes.
Star Wars Outlaws is just a week away. To get ready, here's everything you need to know before playing the game. And to be clear, this is what you need to know from a Star Wars lore perspective. The setting, the characters, the major criminal syndicates, and stuff like that. So let's set the stage. Star Wars Outlaws takes place in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi at the height of the Galactic Civil War. If we want to get even more specific, it looks like the story will pick up shortly after the War of the Bounty Hunters comics during what's known as the Crimson Reign. This is a time of huge power shifts in the criminal underworld. Crimson Dawn reappears, now under the control of Kira from Solo: A Star Wars Story, and she basically throws a grand reopening party. To make a big splash, Crimson Dawn steals Han Solo's carbonite slab from Boba Fett, and then they auction it off to the highest bidder. Jabba and the Hutt cartel are furious, but participate alongside several other criminal syndicates and even the Empire. Darth Vader takes Solo for himself, and Jabba backs off and goes home. But the rest of the Hutts fight back, resulting in their slaughter. And during all of this chaos, Boba Fett steals Solo back and delivers him to Jabba.
Shrinkflation hurts families, and Senator Sherrod Brown
I like how we go
doing
into one
something
commercial
about it.
to another.
He wrote a bill to crack down on companies sneaking less product into the package and charging more. Tell Sherrod Brown, keep fighting to protect Ohio.
So he is the only surviving Hutt from the Hutt Council. Jabba is at his most powerful at this point in time, ruling from his iconic palace on Tatooine. Crimson Dawn then manipulates all the other criminal syndicates into fighting each other. The Hutt cartel had a solid relationship with the Empire, but after their betrayal, the syndicates figure they can gain more power and influence with the Imperials. But really, Kira is just trying to keep the galaxy in chaos so she can activate sleeper agents across the galaxy and build up her own forces to take down the Sith. Eventually, that plot is revealed, and all the other syndicates find out that they were played by Crimson Dawn. That might play into the story of Outlaws, or it might not. We've seen a bunch of syndicates sharing a table together with Zarek Besh, including Crimson Dawn, so that could be like a peace summit to try and stop the fighting. So who are all these criminal organizations? The primary syndicates in the game are Crimson Dawn, the Hutt Cartel, the Pike Syndicate, the Ashiga Clan, and Zarek Besh. Crimson Dawn was Darth Maul's syndicate, and with his strength he was able to keep all the other syndicates in line. It was a very tenuous alliance. None of the syndicates actually liked one another, but they would at least play nice while Maul kept them in check. He eventually lost control of his syndicate and died, and Crimson Dawn disappeared for years until Kira's big auction. The Hutt Cartel were, of course, ruled by Hutts like Jabba. They had several bases, but the Hutt Council would convene on their homeworld of Nal Hutta, at least until most of their deaths. The Pike Syndicate were heavily involved with the spice trade in the galaxy because their homeworld and base of operations were located on Obadiah, very close to Kessel. The Ashiga clan was created specifically for Star Wars Outlaws, so they're new to the universe and to the criminal underworld. They're trying to seize more power in the galaxy from their seat of power on Kijimi. They were all Maleto, insect-like beings that shared a hive mind of sorts. Zarek Besh is also a new syndicate created for the game. Their headquarters were in Canto Bight, a city they shared with another syndicate called the Sixth Kin. I doubt they'll be in the game, though. Zarek Besh was led by a human named Slero, and he's the primary villain of the game. There are also several other criminal syndicates in the galaxy. Black Sun is one of the 5 major syndicates, but from what I've seen so far, they don't appear to play a part in the game, or at least they don't seem to be one of the syndicates the main character can work with. The same is true for the Crymora Syndicate, which we still don't know a whole lot about. Crimson Dawn, the Hutts, the Pikes, Black Sun, and Crymora were all considered to be the 5 major criminal syndicates of the galaxy at the point of Solo: A Star Wars Story. Outlaws looks like it's giving us a chance to work with a couple major groups and a couple up-and-comers. So where does the player fit into all of this? We'll take control of Kay Vess, a young woman from the workers' district of Cantonica. She probably lived in the shadow of all the luxury and glamour of Canto Bight, but never got to actually benefit from any of it. I'm sure she's very familiar with Slero and Zarek Besh. It sounds like she does something to get on his bad side early in the game, earning her a high bounty on her head. But she escapes Cantonica and heads out into the larger galaxy for the first time. While she's familiar with the criminal element, she is naive to the galactic criminal underworld. She doesn't know who the leaders are, she doesn't know how to navigate their version of society, and it's going to be up to the player to earn some respect and reputation. She'll have the help of Nyx, a highly intelligent creature called a Mercall, who's been Kay's best friend since she was a little girl. They appear to be inseparable, and Nyx is well trained, able to distract guards, retrieve weapons, or steal items off of unsuspecting citizens. They're approached by a man named Jalen, who offers Kay a job, a large heist with a score big enough to supposedly solve all her problems. And we also have help in the form of ND5, a former commando droid from the Clone Wars era. He has since become the galaxy's sexiest enforcer droid by putting on a duster, and he will assist Kay on her missions. Actor Jay Rincon has claimed ND5 will have one of the most dramatic character arcs we've seen for a droid in Star Wars, and I'm excited to see that.
Right.
Opposing Kay, Nyx, and ND5 is a bounty hunter named Vale. She has cybernetic augmentations and is hired by Zarek Besh to claim that large bounty on Kay's head. Vale will chase our heroes across the galaxy to at least 5 worlds. Tatooine is a planet I assume most Star Wars fans would be familiar with.
Yeah.
It's the home of Luke Skywalker as well as Jabba's palace, and the Hutt cartel controls that region. Like I mentioned earlier, the Ashiga clan is located on Kijimi, the world first seen in The Rise of Skywalker, which is also home to the Spice Runners. I wonder if there'll be any mention of that rival group, or maybe we can go by Babu Frick's shop to hear him excitedly working on droids. Cantonica serves as the headquarters of Zarek Besh and was first seen in The Last Jedi. I'll be interested to see if we only hear about them, or if there'll be a rivalry on this planet as well with the Sixth Kin. Tashara is a new Savannah moon created for the game and is largely controlled by the Pike Syndicate. That said, Crimson Dawn also has a base there, and the Hutt Cartel is looking to make moves as well. A lot of these worlds seem to have a primary syndicate, but that doesn't mean you won't run into any others. Finally, we know of Akiva. That planet was first created for the Aftermath books and is the homeworld of Snap Wexley from the sequel trilogy. It served as a droid factory during the Clone Wars, so it might be a place of importance for ND5. I don't know which syndicate controls it at this point, but after the destruction of the second Death Star, Akiva was used as a meeting place for Imperial leadership, so maybe it's more of an Imperial world. Speaking of, while the game is focused on the criminal underworld, we can't ignore the larger conflict that's happening. The Galactic Civil War is in full swing. The Empire is building a second Death Star and hunting the Rebel Alliance. Meanwhile, the Rebellion either has learned or is about to learn about the second Death Star, and they're hoping to muster forces to destroy it. The Empire has a direct connection to the criminal syndicates because they are more than willing to work with them. Like I mentioned, they had a long-standing relationship with the Hutts, they took a share of spice trade profits from the Pikes, they hired bounty hunters, so the Empire will be a constant threat that will hunt Kay down if she breaks the law, aka do something they decide they don't like. It's unclear if or how the Rebel Alliance will be involved in the story. We've seen Lando Calrissian in some trailers, so I'm sure they'll be present. I also got to speak with Umberly Gonzalez, who plays Kay, as well as the game's creative and narrative directors Julian Garrity and Naveed Kaveri, and they all had some things to say about Kay's chief goal in the game. She wants freedom, but her definition of freedom isn't necessarily the Rebellion's definition. I think what they're getting at is that freedom for one person is not the same as freedom for the entire galaxy, so I'm guessing Kay will have to question her philosophy at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if there were a choice to be made surrounding the Rebel Alliance. Until she has a crisis of conscience, Kay will travel the galaxy in the Trailblazer, a freighter from the Clone Wars era. We currently don't know much about it, but we do know some missions will involve space combat in orbit above each of the planets. For ground traversal, Kay has a speeder that can be upgraded throughout the game, which is good because from my experience it could use a lot more speed. But as far as context for the game, I think that's all you need to know about Star Wars Outlaws. It's in between episodes 5 and 6, and the criminal underworld is even more chaotic than usual. If you want to look into those stories I mentioned for yourself, I would recommend reading Charles Soule's Kira trilogy of comics, War of the Bounty Hunters.
I'm hoping we get Boba Fett.
They're 5 issues each and wouldn't take too long to get through. I might hold off on reading Hidden Empire, since it could potentially spoil parts of Kira's story in the game. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with all our coming Star Wars Outlaws coverage, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out...
Alright, I can't wait for this to come out. This is about to be so exciting. I can't wait. Let me know y'all thought. Did y'all pre-order it? If y'all, I pre-ordered mine, but I got the standard edition. I'm hoping I can get the season pass and all that. They put it in later. Because it'd be cool, man. Let me know if y'all got the early edition. And while y'all down there, make sure y'all get your arrows. Get your bows. Shoot it at the like button. Shoot it at the subscribe button. Become a member of the Arrowheads. It's been your boy, Red Arrow, the Archer of Truth. Thank y'all for coming by with React with Arrow. See y'all for the next reaction. Take care.
Make sure y'all get y'all arrow. Pull that boy. Shoot it right at the like button, subscribe button, and become a member of the Arrowheads.